Yo, yiggity yo. Welcome to Cuddle Talk. It is I, Sadari Fleet, and now I'm officially a Mobley.
That's it? You gonna just say Fleet? What is it? Is it Flete or Fleet?
It's Flete. You didn't introduce yourself, sir.
And this is John.
What?
This is John. I always say this is John.
Whatever. Welcome back to another episode of Cuddle Talk. And this is an exciting Cuddle Talk because we are officially married, you guys.
Yay. Finally. Give me some of them grapes. Why you put that grape on that flute?
We are officially married. We got married September 7th. 2018, in the most lovely and adorable wedding ceremony ever. And then we turned up in the most turned up wedding reception ever.
Yep. And the food was good.
Everything was great.
I know everything was great, but the food was phenomenal.
We have to give a shout out to Retha. You guys have heard about her before in the podcast. We have talked about her and how amazing she is as a wedding planner. She really showed out, had an amazing wedding design. Everything was beautiful from the church to the reception. Everything was so perfect. I loved it. I could not, you know how you've gone to weddings and people are like, oh, this is more than I could have wished for. No, that was really more than I could have wished for. She had my vision. She took it and blew it up 10 trillion times better than what I had planned.
Yeah. Shout out to her. Shout out to my mama.
You can't talk with grapes in your mouth, John.
Yes, I can. Shout out to her, my god sister. And shout out to my mom. For everything. Just shout out to everybody, the whole family, our families and our friends that came out and support, to the groomsmen and to the, what's it called? What do you call that? The
bridesmaids.
The bridesmaids. The bridesmaids.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to everybody for real, because we had people who came in from New York, from North Carolina. Those of you in North Carolina, we're praying for you guys. We know Florence is about to hit or getting ready to hit.
Yeah, I think tomorrow.
So we're really praying for you guys. We hope everything is good. John has a cousin who lives... John's family lives out there. Someone who's also a listener, Erica, has family out there. So we're praying for your family and making sure that they're okay. And everyone else, Will... My sister or Laura, we've had them before. Their family also lives out there. So we're going to send out a strong prayer to every single person who has family in North Carolina who will be experiencing South Carolina and Virginia. Anybody who's out there and has family, we're going to be sending our prayers and making sure that everything is okay. I know it's a pretty tough storm because it's like a category 4 the last time I heard. So we're going to keep them lifted in our prayers. But everybody who came out, we want to thank you. I don't think that there are possible words for me to say how grateful I am for every single individual who sacrificed something just to make our day special. Mm-hmm. From Taylor Nicole Graham, not getting out asleep. She did not go to sleep for 24 hours, making sure she was ready for that wedding. Mm-hmm. And then she drove 6 hours down here. My cousin Denise, Laura, flying on a plane with a 2-month-old, a 2-year-old, mm-hmm. and a 5-year-old. Her and Will, my sister Anna, with a 3-month-old, a 15-year-old, and a 9-year-old. And she was by herself. Her husband came down after. Shout out to my brother-in-law. Shout out to Eric. who came from North Carolina with his wife and his daughter. Shout out to everyone who had to travel just to make sure that they were there present for our wedding. We are indebted to you for life. Shout out to every single person who took a day off just to make sure that they were present at our wedding. We are indebted to you forever.
Yep, shout out to everybody. So now, we got the wedding is over. Now we can focus on this damn house.
Yep.
Yes, that's the next step. I don't know if we talked about it a few episodes ago. We was actually talking about moving, I believe, right? About moving far from Miami, from South Florida. Mm-hmm. Lately I've been feeling like we should have stayed for probably like a couple, well not a couple, but probably like a few more years. And I kind of still feel that way, just because it's expensive down here, that the living, but I just feel like we still have lots of stuff to be done, lots of stuff that we have to achieve. Like now we're in our doctoral program, so
I was just about to say that. I think
we got about like 2.5 years to finish that, and I already told her like I want our first child to be born in Miami. Not Broward, in Dade County. Right?
In Broward.
In Dade County.
In Broward.
No, you're going to be born in Dade.
Mm-mm. My child would not be born and raised in the county of Dade.
Yes, there is.
No.
What's that place called?
I told you, wherever my doctor is in Broward.
Well, let me tell you something. You better tell your doctor to go down to one of them hospitals down in
Not
Dade.
at all.
I know one thing.
Not at all. I like where I would be giving birth if I go with him. I'm okay with that. Miramar West.
Everybody go to that junk. Gonna be ratchet by the time you have.
Or Palmetto. But I'm definitely not going to
Palmetto right there. Yeah, it's in Dade. Yeah, let's go to Palmetto. Why we can't go to Palmetto? Palmetto.
I don't like the Palmetto hospital. It
Why?
has horrible treatment.
How you know that?
Because my mom was in there when she got operated.
Oh yeah, when was that?
A long time ago.
It's changed. It's probably changed.
I was in college, so it wasn't that far.
You old, so I like
shut up.
5, 6, 7 years ago.
But yeah, guys, we had a great wedding, and it was an amazing experience. And if I could do it all over again, I would. There are some things that I would change, but those are things that were out of my control. They just kind of happened. But we had a really good wedding. We were really happy. We danced. We partied. Mm-hmm. And now it's time to focus on this EDD and this house. So,
EDD.
John, I'm getting an EDD and you're getting a DBA. Yep. But John, what was your favorite part of the wedding?
My favorite part really was the ceremony, even though we didn't understand what the hell the father was talking about. But shout out to the father. It was a beautiful ceremony. Shout out to Holy Family for even allowing us to have the ceremony there. It was just beautiful, the whole thing was beautiful. I can't really say nothing much about it, but everyone.
I think when we get the video,
everyone looked beautiful.
I think when we get the video from the videographer, that should be like the first video we put up on our own YouTube page.
You should. I ain't finna watch it though.
I'm probably not either, but I think that
myself, and I was talking.
I think that would be the best to do, because that way, we've been talking about the wedding with you guys for so long, and now that it's actually happened, some of you, like our number one listener, Nicolette, was actually there at the wedding, and then some of you haven't. So I think that would be a great, we've been trying to find a way to get into the YouTube scene, and we have so many people who listen to the podcast already, and we're not consistent, and we're trying to get into a more consistent space, but we have so many people who already listen to the podcast, and I feel like you guys want some actual visual content. And I was trying to do the whole Instagram and the whole Snapchat and stuff, and that's kind of hard to do when I myself am not even, like, I don't know about you, John, but
I don't be on social media.
That's what I'm saying. After a while, I just haven't, maybe we're getting older, but social media doesn't really intrigue me as much. And I know that I should, force myself because of the publicity that it brings to Cuddle Talk, but I don't know, man. I just have my feelings. Like, sometimes I just, maybe I'll be more active on the professional page, but on my personal page, I just prefer not to.
Why?
I don't know. I don't feel like I need to post everything. I once read a thing on Facebook, a paper on Facebook saying that, like, the happiest couples and the happiest people don't readily post things on social media. And we've talked about it. We've had this conversation.
Because we don't really do that.
We don't post anything really because, a lot of the times, I guess I'm old school, but, like, I'm glad we had a photographer for our wedding because we're going to have so many memories to look back at. But I was a really big advocate of, when it comes to the wedding, I didn't want a lot of people on their phones. I didn't want a lot of people focused on just recording, because that's a special, intimate moment. And you want someone to be present. Not present on their phone, but present physically, spiritually, mentally. Because when you're standing up there with someone professing your love in front of God and a whole bunch of people, you want someone to appreciate that. And I think that I've taken that into my life nowadays. Like, everything that we do, I want to appreciate it wholeheartedly and not just because it's on Instagram.
I mean, people still have their phones out anyway, so.
Yeah, but I couldn't control it.
Like I told you, like, at the end of the day, I wanted us to enjoy the moment, and it was great. Everything went well. Everything went great. So.
Yeah, everything was perfect.
Like.
I just enjoyed when he said, let me tell you guys, when you guys see this video, my husband, and I can say that now because it's legally true, my husband looks so good in this. Was that velvet?
Yeah, it was velvet.
It was velvet, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know, what movie did I get that from?
I don't know what movie you got it from.
I got it from somewhere, but he was wearing this nice blue velvet tuxedo with these black pants, and they had this blue velvet line going down the middle.
Yep.
And he looks so handsome. When I tell you, my husband looked like a movie star standing up there in his velvet tux, sweating bullets, but he looked so good. Man, I'm a lucky girl.
I'm about to give out the shout out right quick, but continue talking.
But yeah, my husband looked good. And then the guys, looking at how the guys were dressed, they were all wearing like gray suits. And so it matched perfectly with like John in his blue and black suit. And then the girls had on blue dresses, and it fit perfectly. And I can't wait for you guys to see the video once we post it, because I'm really happy with our wedding. I'm really happy.
Shout out to Miguel Wilson Collection. Follow him on Instagram. That's the boy that did my suit. That boy, he gonna do all my suits. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him.
Yeah, when podcast blows up and we have to go to all the fancy awards and stuff, we're gonna make sure he does all your suits.
He tried to recruit me as a model too.
You should have said yes.
I said yes. I told him to let me know.
Cause you looked handsome. I have to tell you, my husband looked
beautiful too. The dress that I had to dream about too.
John had a dream about my dress.
Yep.
My dress, I loved my dress. It was mermaid, and it was laced. Shout out to my mother-in-law, Mama A, for the amazing headpiece that she had given me. Shout out to my lovely godmother / aunt, Felicia, for the amazing, and when I tell you amazing.